Hello everybody and welcome to another YouTube video. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on an awesome and completely free project management software called Taskade. Now Taskade is the first project management tool slash software that I have used that works for every single thing that I need to manage. So just to give you a bit of an idea of what I'm talking about here, for my business, I have a bunch of different teams that are kind of working for me or that I'm working with. For example, I have my editing team. I have some people that help me out with the business side, like accountants, lawyers, all of that. I then have a team for my Discord server that does stuff like code jams, weekly coding competitions, and all that kind of stuff. And for all of those teams, before I started using Taskade, I had like a separate proprietary tool that I was using with them to keep track of everything that was going on, payments, the current status of a project, all that kind of stuff. And it was really annoying because these tools worked well. I was able to manage my projects fine. However, I had to go between like 3 or 4 of them to be able to get everything done. And then if I actually wanted to talk with someone and I didn't have their phone number, then I would have to set up a Google Meeting or would have to do all this kind of stuff. And it just wasn't great. This platform right here, though, is so versatile and flexible that I was actually able to move every single one of the things that I need to manage to this right here. So I can do everything from this platform. It's great. It means I don't have to have all these different accounts and paid subscriptions for, other project management software. And it's just really a great piece of software. And that is why I'm showing it to you here. Now, full disclosure, I am being paid to show this to you. I actually had a conversation with the founder of this platform. He kind of walked me through it first of all, and then I transferred all of my stuff over, made sure that I actually liked using it, and then I agreed to film this video. So with that said, let's dive in and let me talk to you about Taskade and how you can use this to manage your teams or to manage projects. So I've just loaded up Taskade. I'm actually on the website right now. I'm kind of on my team dashboard. I'm in my Discord workspace right now. And first, let me just discuss how you can actually access Taskade. So Taskade has a website. That's what I'm using here. That's kind of what I prefer. They also have a mobile app for both iOS and Android. I have that on my phone. I use that to receive notifications, to chat with people, and just whenever I'm on the go, I'll use that app to check out the status of projects and whatnot. They also have a desktop application for both Windows and for Mac. And then within all of these applications, they have like a detailed notification system. So you can set up the notifications so you get no notifications. You get notifications for everything that happens. You only get notifications when you're assigned to something or tasks are completed. And I really like that because personally, I hate getting a ton of emails when I don't need to know information. So I can just go in here really easily, modify the notifications. Then I'm only going to be notified when I actually care about what it is that's happening. Anyways, I'm just going to quickly mention here that Taskade, although it is completely free, it does have like a premium plan. So you can get a premium plan if you want. You 100% do not need it. I haven't found myself needing any of the premium features whatsoever. However, if you do want to get upgraded to that premium plan completely for free, I actually chatted with the founder of this platform, and he said if you guys just send him an email and say, hey, I watched Tech with Tim's video, I really like the platform, can I get a free upgrade? They'll just totally upgrade you completely for free. So if you want to get upgraded to the paid subscription or the paid tier, just send them an email. I'll leave some information on how you do that in the description. Say you watched a Tech with Tim video, and then they'll just upgrade you for free. Anyways, I'm going to start kind of talking to you about how Taskade is laid out. So Taskade is laid out into workspaces. And the nice thing about Taskade is that you can own a workspace, so you can be the one who created the workspace yourself, or you can be a part of workspaces. And all of these workspaces, whether you're the owner or you're a part of them, are going to show up on your Taskade account. So let's say you have to create a Taskade account for work and you're managing whatever you do for your job out of Taskade. But then on the side, you have something that you want to manage that's your own personal project. You don't want anyone from work to be able to see that, or you have like a different team that you want to access it. Then you can just go ahead and create a workspace for that. You can invite whoever you want to it. You're the owner of that workspace, yet you still have access to the other workspaces that you're a part of. So this is actually a lot different than other kind of task management software or tools that are out there. Usually you either have to be the owner or a member. You cannot be both. So this is really unique. Anyways, you have workspaces. So I actually own all of these workspaces right here. I have one for my Discord server, one for kind of my sponsorship and accounting team. I have one for my YouTube channel. This one just has a to-do list that I use. And then I have a few others that I had to remove here because I can't show them in this video because they have a lot of privileged information. Anyways, if I go to my Discord workspace here, inside of a workspace, you have projects. Now you can also have subspaces. So just to show you for my Discord workspace here, let's say I had, a bunch of people that are part of my Discord server, but I wanted to kind of organize them into sub teams, or I had sub workspaces, for example. Well, I could create a subspace. So I just press create subspace. We can just make one here. We'll just call this subspace. Could change the color to like green, for example, and then I can invite anyone that I want to this workspace. So there you go. I now have the subspace inside of this Discord workspace. Notice this workspace can have its own projects, and then these subspaces can have their own projects too. So super flexible. I can, move the subspace around. Obviously, there's not really anywhere to move it because it's inside of this workspace. And then if I want to delete it, just press this little button here and delete the subspace. Ask me to type this to confirm. So let's do that. But this is kind of how Taskade is laid out. All of your different teams or groups of people working on something will be a part of a workspace or a subspace. So here, for example, you can see I have 16 members in my Discord workspace. So these are all people that are members of the staff team for my Discord server. And you can see that we have roles, right? So they have owner, editor, viewer, admin, all of that. So I have a few admins, I have a few editors, and then I actually don't have any viewers. If they were viewers, they wouldn't be able to modify anything. They could just chat and then they could view. So yeah, that is kind of the way that this is set up and laid out, which I really like. And just look at this here. So this one has 16 members, right? Now I go to my YouTube workspace and this one is just me. So this is great. You can have only people that you want to see certain stuff in those specific workspaces. You don't have to add everyone to the same project or the same workspace. So let's go inside of the Discord workspace here. And let me just show you kind of what Taskade actually looks like and what you can do. So as I said, we have workspaces, we have optional subspaces, and then we have projects. Now, projects are kind of like the core of Taskade. So you'll create multiple projects. And one really nice thing is that you can create projects based on templates. So if you have a ton of projects going on and they're all very similar, or you have to create new ones all the time, you can just make a template for that project. Then you can load that template, modify it, and have a project that's completely based off that template, which I'll show you in a second. So let me just go to this one, marketing/images/logos. You can see here that I could add a due date to the project as a whole. I could assign this project to certain people. I can tag it. Notice I have this tagged as important. And then inside of here, you can see all the stuff that I have. So I have, my all the assets essentially related to my YouTube channel, so that everyone in my Discord server has access to them. Now here I can collapse everything. This is great too. I can just, unfold it, fold it in. I can add another block. So I could add a bullet block. I could add a number block. I could add a paragraph block. I could add a check block, so on and so forth. And all of these blocks have some different properties, but what's nice is that I can just drag them around wherever I want. So I can just move this guy down here. When I go inside of here, I can just press enter, press tab, and all of a sudden I'm in another indentation level. I can just, do as much as I want. It's super flexible. You can design this layout to be anything that you want. I can highlight text. So like this, I can add a link to this text, for example. I can underline it, italicize, bold, indent. I can then also add an emoji. So let's add like the thumbs up, and boom, there you go. So I'm going to delete these blocks because my Discord team is going to be like, what the heck is going on here? But this is a good opportunity for me to show you the other layouts that Taskade has. So I kind of just gave you a sneak peek. You saw like, this is kind of what it looks like. You can add all these different types of blocks and stuff. But you don't always have to look at your tasks or your project in this view. If you go up here, you can change the view to a board style. So now you can see all of these different blocks I added are kind of listed as individual boards. So you can move these blocks around. You can delete them. If I go here and I don't want this block anymore, I'll just say delete. I can mark this block as complete. So if I just mark it as complete, notice it says Tech with Tim completed a task, and it says this entire block that I added right here is now complete. Now, if I go here, I can also do a ton of other things. I can mention someone on this block, so I could like tag myself here. I can add a priority to it. So let's see here. I can set priority to high, medium, or low. Now, this is like a hashtag. So when I click on this, it's going to show me all of the other things that have medium priority, right? So just like Command F is what it's saying here. You can search for different stuff. So that is another really cool thing. What else can we do? We can mark this as incomplete. We can indent it. We can duplicate it. We can copy it. And of course, we can delete it, which I'm going to do right now. So that is kind of the basics of the views. Now, we also can go into a mind map view. Now, this isn't going to be laid out too well because we have everything in kind of one section. You can see this looks like a mind map. I can change this to like an org chart, and then we can see that kind of view. And then I have this little chat window on the side, which I will get to now. So let me go into a different project here. Let's actually go into the CodeJam project. I'm going to change the view back to the list view. And now let's talk about this little chat window. So this chat window right here is one of my favorite parts of Taskade because this allows you to talk with everyone that's a part of your project immediately, right? Just on the platform. I don't have to go to text message or WhatsApp or Discord. I can just chat with them right here. I can also start a video call. This just uses Google Meet, and it will just call the people that are a part of this project. Now, another really cool thing about Taskade is that this is like Google Docs in the way that you edit stuff. So whenever I make a change, like I remove this S or I add something, in live time, this is happening on someone else's computer. So in theory, you don't even need this chat window. You could literally type like as a task. You could say like, hello, what's up? And then someone on the other screen could just delete this and type right here, and you would see it in live time. It works just like Google Docs. And my favorite thing as well is that it's super flexible, right? You guys are seeing here, it's really easy to modify the structure and the style of your project to make it look like whatever you want. So for example, this is my CodeJam project. You can see we have a few tasks here. Not really tasks, they're just like suggestions for themes. We've crossed off the ones that we've used. We then have comments we can add to different things here. So for example, Aviv here, he just added a comment that was the announcement for the CodeJam, which is a coding competition that we run in our Discord server. We then have another thing here, which is the description of the CodeJam. And yeah, hopefully you're getting the idea of how this works. Now, I was one who added this new block previously. I can unfold it and fold it. I can, drag it around and move it up here. Let me just delete these so that I don't mess up this project any more than I already have. And yeah, that's kind of the basics of projects. So let's just see how this one looks in a mind map view. Okay, this is a lot easier to see how the mind map view would be useful when it's laid out more in a structure like this. We could go into the org chart view, and yeah, you can just see how kind of everything works. So let's go and let's start talking about templates. So as I said, if you have a bunch of projects that are going to be very similar, rather than, creating the structure every single time for them, you can just make a template. So here, for example, I have two templates. I have a template for our information directory. So we have some key information, GitHub links, the chess club invite, stuff like that. And then I also have a template for different code jams that we have. So this is to track the project of a code jam, again, coding competition. And you can see that I've just set it up really simple. We have the theme, and then we have the progress, and we tick all of these boxes. So every single time a new code jam happens, what I would do is I would come here, I would go to new, and then I could create a blank project, or I could just click on my template. So code jam, I could change the number here. So we'll say code jam number 5. We could add our description. I'll say test. And then we can kind of tick off our status. Notice it will add that in the little chat window right here. And then here it's showing me the status of this code jam, right? How much is completed. Say I wanted to assign this to someone. Let me just assign it to myself. So I could, can I not? Oh yeah, assign to myself. It's literally right there. And then I could tag this as like important, and I could add a due date. Let's say this is due on like March 18th. And there you go. I've just created a new project. Now I come here to the projects page. I can filter my projects if I have a ton of them, or you can see all your recent ones. I can press on code jam number 5, and there I am. I have this code jam project that I used based off one of the templates, or I created based off one of the templates. Now, of course, you can come here and see all of the tasks that need to be completed. So all of the ones that have due dates. You can look at the roadmap. We don't really have anything here because this is just so recent. You can look at the templates, and then you can look at all of the completed tasks, or sorry, not tasks, but projects. So yeah, hopefully that's giving you an idea of how Taskade works. It's just really flexible. This is just really what I love about this, is that you can make it anything that you possibly want, and that I can have all of these different workspaces for all of the different people that I'm working with. Now, of course, there's also like the recent tabs. You can look at all of the recent projects. You can look at all of your activity, so you can see all of the comments and stuff that have been added. You can look at a calendar. We can see we have to publish something on a website, all of your starred tasks, and then all of the tasks that you need to complete yourself. Then you can go up here and see all of your notifications in activity. And yeah, that is kind of the basic walkthrough of Taskade. So really a great platform. I've been loving using this for my project management. Yes, this is a sponsored video, but honestly, I would not have agreed to do a sponsorship like this, especially because this isn't super tech related, if I didn't think this product was really valuable. It's also completely free, and everyone that I've showed it to so far has absolutely loved it, so I figured you guys would want to hear about it. So anyways, that has been it for this video. Again, if you want to get upgraded to that premium version, then just send an email to John. He is the founder of Taskade. Really great guy. I had the opportunity to chat with him before I made this video. And as he said, if you guys just send an email, you say you watched the Tech with Tim video on Taskade, they'll just upgrade you for free to one of the premium tiers. So with that said, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, check out Taskade from the links in the description, and I will see you in another YouTube video.